July 9th, 2026, 5 months to the day after I started this whole big thing. I've got my original shoes on and I have a little bit of life left. I've got a hole right where my big toe flips up. This is something that I've always had issues with, but I don't think that's going to stop me from summiting this mountain. I've got my little freeloaders here who are ready to go. They've not walked a single step of the AT, but I love them all the same, and they're going to come to the summit with me. And I've got a little iced coffee that I made in my seltzer water container that I forgot to pass off to Larry. Slept pretty awful in this lean-to because I was itchy and things kept biting me, but I hope the boys slept better than I did. Probably not, but it is now 3:45 and we're gonna roll out of here at 4 a.m. and go finish this thing off. First, we had to hike 10 miles to the Katahdin Stream Ranger Station. In typical Maine fashion, we quickly realized we couldn't trust the elevation profile and far out to determine how fast or slow we'd cover that ground, and our feet were definitely not going to stay dry. When we finally got there, we happily discovered Larry, Aiden, and Paige had scored a no-show permit, which meant they would be summiting with us. We checked in with the Rangers, and I discovered I would be the 72nd through hiker to summit Katahdin in 2026. I love that my number was the year of my birth. The first couple of miles got our hearts pumping, but not even hiking nearly 2,200 miles could prepare us for the terrain above treeline as we continued our ascent up what the Penobscot Nation coined Katahdin, or the greatest mountain, a sacred place representing the beginning of life and spiritual creation. The jaw-dropping views just got better and better as we climbed, but they came at the cost of courage. I worried about Paige on the sketchiest parts of the ascent. Even though she knows that you can't have courage without fear, I worried she might think the price of this courage was simply too high. I worried about Aiden, that the price might seem insignificant to him and empower him to be reckless. A mother never stops worrying about her flock, no matter their ages. Yet I also found myself marveling at them and their abilities. The trail gives us infinite potential to become better versions of ourselves. In Benton MacKay's proposal for the creation of the Appalachian Trail, he wrote that life for 2 weeks on the mountaintop would show up many things about life during the other 50 weeks down below. The latter could be viewed as a whole, away from its heat and sweat and irritations. There would be a chance to catch a breath, to study the dynamic forces of nature and the possibilities of shifting to them the burdens now carried on the backs of men. Mackay never intended for the AT to be through hiked, yet for myself, I think I needed these 5 months to learn how to breathe again. As we continued to ascend through the tablelands, I found myself rewinding my memory reel from the past 5 months, and I realized how much of a love story I'd just lived. A love story about my newfound trail friends, my trail family, who traveled with me through an alternate universe where age becomes universal, where no one cares what you earn or what you drive or what you've achieved, or perhaps more importantly, what you haven't. Friends with whom a trusted bond is quick to form through laughter, tears, and shared stories. Untouchable, my closest friend, was the yin to my yang. I'll always treasure the special bond we formed. It's a love story about trail angels who selflessly gave of their time, talents, and energy to make our voluntary suffering more bearable, who asked for nothing in exchange except for our stories. It's a love story about my virtual trail family, you who followed along vicariously through the ether, cheering me on with countless comments of love and support. You may not have summited with me, but you shared this day with me in my heart.
It's for your vlog. I'm videoing you.
Oh, hi.
And of course, it's a love story about my family, the wind behind my back. And all my dreams about the end of my through hike, I never envisioned one as perfect as this. One where my greatest loves would watch as I touched that iconic sign on Baxter Peak, then be there to embrace me and celebrate with me afterward. When I first wanted to through hike the AT, I was a young woman, not much older than Paige is now. I thought I knew all I needed to know about the world, but I lived the dream as a middle-aged woman who realizes just how very little she knows about anything. But what I do know is that even the heaviest weight I carried in my pack for nearly 2,200 miles pales in comparison to the weight of what I often carry in my heart, from experiences lived and the grief of loss. And the modern world isn't really designed to support our healing. It's a noisy place, designed for our productivity and our attention. This footpath in the woods held quiet space for me, though. The weight became easier to hold, and easier to accept for what it is. Experiences, choices, and circumstances I can't change. One of the greatest lessons the trail taught me is that I can keep moving forward, though, even through my darkest hours. Henry David Thoreau once said that an early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. Well, I've come to believe that a through hike is a blessing for a lifetime.